Welcome to my fourth installment of my video series. Everything contained in the video is based on my opinion, based on my information and belief. And I want to put that out there in the beginning. So today I'm going to entitle this video, "Look Here, Not There," to give you a little insight into how the federal government and media complex operate in this country. So today, which is July 11th, the Department of Homeland Security under Kristi Noem releases a statement saying ICE arrests child sex abusers, murderers, and violent criminal illegal aliens. Now, why do you think they did that? Think it has anything to do with the minor girls that were raped in the Epstein debacle, compromise operation, and to deflect, because that's what the government does, that's what the media does. They deflect their attention away from what's really going on. So I want you to consider that. In addition, when they are forced to talk about where is the list of the perpetrators, they never get to the meat of it, which is who funded Epstein. Who was he working for? Was he working for somebody? Now, I have my own opinion on that. I think he was an Israeli intelligence agent working for Mossad. But that's my opinion, and it's based on the things I've discerned. And when you look at that and you see what the government does today in that press release from DHS, they're trying to divert your opinion because the Trump administration is taking a heck of a lot of heat for not releasing that list, but also film footage, that would show the perpetrators. But also the deeper issue, which is, who was Epstein working for? What was the purpose of the honeypot compromise operation? And, I would submit that has to do with controlling our governmental officials by extorting them and thus controlling our policy, and in my opinion, towards the Middle East as it concerns Israel. There's also a lot of conjecture out there about the funding and where it came from for Epstein. And there's been talk about Les Wexner, who's a Jewish billionaire, Zionist supporter, I suppose you could say. Belongs to a group called the Mega Group, which is a lot of Jewish billionaires that have a record of supporting the interests of Israel. So you put it all together, and I do believe that Wexner somehow either made Epstein a trustee, gave him or let him use real estate in New York City to operate that honeypot compromise operation, and also independent of that, separate of that, somehow Epstein got enough money to go ahead and do or purchase or build that Epstein Island compound in the Caribbean, and then also the compound he had in New Mexico. So again, that's, today, with today's release from DHS, they're trying to deflect you from all that. Trump wants this to go away. Some people speculate that Trump might be on the list himself. I have no idea, okay? But you always have to think sort of behind the written word, the proffered statement as to what's going on, because usually it's something else. Another thing that's interesting is a lot of influencers, talk hosts, whatever you want to call them, are sort of strangely silent on this Epstein issue. And then you have to ask yourself why. Ben Shapiro said something to the effect that it's, well, I don't know what he said exactly, but from what I've read, indicates that we shouldn't be really looking into it any further. The government's already told you what's going on. At the same time, you get other people saying that Pam Bondi should be fired, and maybe she should, the Attorney General. And the professed reason, or the reason given by these people is, hey, she didn't do her job, and we need to get the Epstein files released and all this other stuff. But maybe that's not it. Maybe why they're doing it is because she screwed up in their mind initially by saying, hey, there's truckloads of footage, film footage, the files are on my desk, they're horrendous, or whatever she said. I'm not quoting her, it's just information to that effect that was put out by her, which then created the situation where if they were to drop the issue and suppress it and obfuscate, then it just really looks as bad as it is. So I think some of the talk show people, whatever you call them, in the media, they want her fired because they want a fall guy. And they want this to go away. Oh, she's fired, it's all done, gone. But when these talk show people are shills for Israel, the one, I'm not going to name names at this point, then you got to wonder, what's their motivation? Look here, not there. The other thing is the protests on the college campuses that was going on a while back. They, the media, love to term it pro-Hamas. You get the, again, the talking heads and some in the media, pro-Hamas demonstrations. No, that's not what they are. They're anti-Israel, anti-genocide, anti-ethnic cleansing. They know it, in my opinion, but they want to portray it as, hey, they're just terrorist sympathizers. Revoke their immigration status for the people that were here to study on student visas, etc. A couple prominent people in the news about that. But again, what is that? Look here, don't look there. And that's all I really want to say. About that. So I'll sign off here on this one.